Cancer, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your November forecast. And I have a really cool month to talk about with you. I'm particularly interested in a specific energy for you, and that is around the 20th, the moon in Pisces conjuncts Chiron in Pisces. And this is after Neptune goes direct. So you are going to feel very deeply about an issue that I think for a very long time has caused you a lot of pain or regret or guilt or remorse, but it has caused you to hold back, and it has caused you to surround yourself by big walls that you don't want to break down. And when this event happens, it's like something comes in, it's like a wrecking ball comes in and knocks down all those walls, and we finally get some hope, we finally get some optimism, we finally get a new beginning, a new inspiration, a new way to conquer all of this energy that for a very long time has caused deep emotional pain. If you were to be completely honest with yourself, we're going to get a handle on all of that, and I really like that. So as the month starts out, on the 2nd, we have Venus in Virgo aligns with Mars in Virgo. This is going to be happening in your 3rd house. And during this event, the moon is going to be in a kind of a little contentious mood with the sun in Scorpio. So we've got a lot of fire energy, right? And then you have all of this energy. I think a very intense conversation may happen around this time for you, and it's a conversation about this issue that I think you're going to be dealing with pretty much all this month, and this is about healing some of these issues. Or it honestly could mean just a realization, an absolute realization in the fact that you've been allowing this to hold you back, which has been a poor coping method. Or you could get some information about it. You could have a conversation with somebody that helps you resolve this issue. And it could be a very clear moment for you, because we have this moon in Leo, which is all heart. It's all soul. It's fire. It's a deep desire for you to connect on a deeply personal level. And then you've got it squaring off with the sun in Scorpio. And the sun in Scorpio is a very intense energy when it's not in alignment, when it's in a negative alignment. Maybe perhaps you're feeling like this is definitely going to be a dramatic time for you, very, very dramatic time for you, possibly. It could be a time where, if you're really honest with yourself, you could be being very secretive or stubborn about something, or fiercely competitive about something that is definitely heart-based. And if you are honest with yourself, so it's something I think you've got to work through, and I think it's something you won't be able to avoid during this energy, because it could be a conversation with somebody that it really stirs all this stuff within you. Now, Saturn isn't going to be is trining all of this, so this is something where Saturn is sitting back watching the show, because it was karmically supposed to happen. It was karmically, you were supposed to have this conversation or this realization, or this person was supposed to come into your life that was really supposed to shed some light and get your mind, you're starting to fester and think about something. And when Scorpio energy starts to fester, it fracking festers. It plots, and it goes through a big, deep analysis of it. And so this could start you out leading up to the energy of healing some deep wounds that happens around the 20th. Now, the 8th, Venus moves into Libra. This is all happening in your 4th house. And the moon is going to be in Libra. And so this is about coming up with a diplomatic solution to something that I think I want to say that you're losing some personal power. It's like your home life isn't exactly what you want it to be. And it's like, or I think your home life, I mean, if you're to be honest, I think your home life is fine, but ideally there's something more that you know that you want, and that I think that you prevent yourself from having, because that would be hope, and that would be dreams and wants and ambition, and I think that this is energy. All this energy that's happening this month is stirring and bubbling up stuff for very specific reasons. So conversations that you have this month are going to lead to new awarenesses and awakenings, and you're going to be dancing with subjects that I think up till now you've been very secretive, even with yourself. I want to say that you've buried them deep within your subconscious, these deep desires that you have. So you could feel like you want more at home, or that there's a desire for something that you don't have quite within your grips. You're feeling very tender about this subject, and you feel like you have given it so much work, and you're going to be very introspective during this event. This is a time of intuitively aligning with messages. So just let all this stuff brew. It's stirring up feelings and concerns and wants and desires. So sorry, somebody was yelling out the window, and I have my windows open because it's kind of cool, but pretty. So on the 11th, we have a gorgeous new moon. This new moon is going to be in Scorpio. This is going to be happening in your 5th house. Now, a new moon is a new beginning, and this moon is in water, right? And you're a water sign. You've got all this energy in water, where you're feeling, you're thinking about partnerships. You're thinking about neutralizing some territories that in the past may have been areas, and I want to say some, because you were just dealing with home and family stuff. This is opening up your heart to what you deeply and innermost desire. And the reason I say this, because this new moon in Scorpio is going to be conjunct Mercury in Scorpio. So when it is conjunct Mercury in Scorpio, this is about having an emotional approach. You're aligning with your emotional desires. So you're going to have a very emotional approach to what you want in a new beginning around this new moon. And I want to say for you, partnerships and romance and love are going to be a central focus, a very big central focus. You need to get fed. And the beautiful thing about this event is this new moon in Scorpio is going to be sextiling Jupiter, and it's going to be sextiling Pluto, and it's going to be trining Chiron. So this is a gloriously aspected, beautiful event. And the reason I say that is because I love this card right here. See if I can get it to focus. See that? And I love this card for you. This means, yes, Uranian and Aquarius energy, but it also deeply means to me that it is about a new beginning. It is about dealing with old thought processes, washing them clean, clearing them up, releasing what doesn't serve you. And this is about pouring energy into optimism, hope, desires, wants, beautiful outcomes. So perhaps I think at this point in your life, you're idealizing, you're starting to have hopes and wants and desires. You can't fight this energy that's starting to, it's like you can't stop the energy from flowing into you that is really brewing up some of this. And Jupiter's expanding all of this. So it's expanding. I mean, if Jupiter expands routines, so if your routine is denial of your own desires, Jupiter's going to go in and expand what you want, right? It's going to go in there and expand it and say, no, you're trying to be in denial about this, but this is what you truly want, because it's all filled with delicious sextiles and stimulating energy. And Chiron's in here really honestly opening you up, not in a way that's called opposition, where it enacts a feeling based on a negative energy source. This is about training this all out, and this is about, we're not in a fearful state. This energy feels so good and you want it so bad, and it's starting to look a little bit too delicious to pass up. You know, it's kind of like, you know, it's like Thanksgiving dinner. You know, when you're eating Thanksgiving dinner and you go back for that second helping, okay, maybe the first helping you were very modest. You told yourself you weren't going to overeat. That fracking dinner was so good you go back for more, and there's nothing that's going to stop you because you think your freaking stomach can take it. And then pretty soon you're laying there, your pants are open, you're like, I'm going to die. Like, you're going to feel like that. And there's a lot of energy to support that. On the 12th, we have Mars moves into Libra. This is all happening in your 4th house. Again, this is all about, okay, Cancers really love to bake and cook and wait on people, and they love to be the perfect hostess. And this is about getting all the family together, and perhaps in the past you've had some problems in family and you guys had some issues, and it's about clearing up all this. You're moving past all of this, and it's about finding a way to neutralize the situation so that you can have that bond in that nurturing times where you open yourself up to everything. And what I like about the event on the 12th is that the moon is in Sagittarius, of course, opening up this situation. Of course, it is, you're able to rationalize out the situation, and you're very action oriented in here, and you're willing to maybe have some tough conversations with people in your family about some situations where they may have got out of control, because you're wanting to make it all harmonious again and happy and make everybody come home for the holidays. And I mean, you're just really honestly in such a delicious mood. Now, the moon in Sagittarius on the 12th is going to be sextiling Venus and sextiling Mars. They're both conjunct, and this is all Libra energy. So this is all about partnerships, love, family. This is about the good stuff. This is about what Cancers love to eat on. They love to eat on delish energy. And this is pouring optimism and hope back into you. On the 16th, we have the Sun in Scorpio aligns with Mercury in Scorpio, all happening in the 5th house again. This is about heart again. And moving forward, pleasure, lots of pleasure. The moon in this event is going to be in Capricorn. And it's going to be sextiling the Sun in Scorpio and Mercury in Scorpio. Those two still align. So really honestly, this is about, I mean, I just feel like you're so intuitively, you're receiving messages that you're deciphering. And it is giving you hope. And I think you're getting new perspectives on things. And they're really honestly energizing your brain to maybe take a look at everything from a different perspective, perhaps one that you haven't thought of before this. And it's really honestly healing some of the ways that you went about things before, that you almost had really negative rituals or patterns. And I really love this energy. Super gorgeous. Yes, we do have some Uranus energy in here. Maybe that's, you need sometimes a little bit of pain associated with it to make you want to make some changes. You may have a combative conversation about an outcome that you deeply desire. I think that you internally deeply desire. And this is about stability. I think you want stability. You need almost like a guarantee that if you guys rectify the situation and you move forward and you open yourself up to it and you allow this to come into your life, that you need some sort of guarantee. And so you may struggle with that a little bit around the 16th. Then we have beautiful, I love this energy. So super excited to bring this to you. You know, Neptune is a big player in my life because unfortunately it's in Scorpio and it's in my 6th house. And so where it's at for me personally, I really need hope, optimism, and I need Neptune to go direct, and it goes direct on the 18th. And yes, it takes a while for planets to get fully energized and back up to speed, but damn, we're out of retrograde. I don't want to ponder about all my past karmic issues and my past karmic relationships and how they all made. Okay, got the message. Thank you, God. Now ready to move on to new messages and hope and dreams. And what am I going to do with all of this brand new enlightened thought process? How am I moving forward with it? I need Neptune. I need Neptune to fill me up and emotionally ignite some passion and desire back in my life. And there's no better energy source for me personally. I don't know how everybody else feels about the Neptune. I dig Neptune energy. I felt so off for so long because Neptune has just been doing a dance that is making, it's just too much reality for me. I need fantasy. I need hope. I need movies. I need non-reality to keep this face always smiling, and I'm so happy we get that back. That's on the 18th. It's going to go direct. And you know what's even better is that when it does this, it's Neptune in Pisces is going to be conjunct with Chiron in Pisces. I mean, talk about pouring optimism into your life. The wounded healers, delicious, right? Conjunct, working together to make an outcome, releasing you from wounds, or at least knowing that your wounds were karmic lessons that you needed to go through, and that there's some serenity in the fact that that's not going to be your outcome moving forward, that that's past related, and that relationships that move into your life now are going to be nothing but really energizing and optimistic. Okay, so on the 20th, Mercury moves into Sagittarius. This is all going to be happening in your 6th house. And the moon in Pisces is going to trine the sun in Scorpio. And it's going to, and the moon in Pisces is going to be conjunct Chiron in Pisces. Water, lots and lots of beautiful water. And so let's talk about what this means. Intuitive. Your intuitive responses to what you need to do is going to be so aligned with what Spirit is trying to guide you to. Open yourself up to whatever message that you need to receive, because I deeply believe with all of this Mercury, in Scorpio, and then this Mercury in Sagittarius, that there is going to be a very distinct message that is going to be propelling you to make some choices. Make some choices that I feel is going to be something different than I think you've ever felt before, but I feel transformation from it. I feel like we're releasing ourselves, that energetically, whatever's been happening with us, we're not being subjected to trials and pain anymore. And it's more like all of those things happened for a reason, and I think we figured it out, and now it's releasing us from the pain and the scars that were associated with those time frames, and it's about moving us forward from that. And that's where, Saturn's going to go in and broaden your perspective on everything. And Saturn's been in a delicious mood. And we've got the Sun in Scorpio, deep burning desire, lustful wants, intense needs to be met. And then you've got this Moon in Pisces that is just really, honestly, it's like, I feel this is like winning the jackpot, the lottery. This energy is delicious. It's empowering. It allows you to move forward. And I really deeply believe that we've got some good stuff coming our way. On the 23rd, the Sun moves into Sagittarius. This is going to be happening in your 6th house, much like the event that was happening on the 20th, all in the 6th house. So this is about releasing us from some of these self-sabotaging behaviors that we have, because I think that the value that we used to place on ourselves, I think we were almost at a point to where we were emotionally dependent on acceptance from others, and we did many, many things that revolved around that. And so I believe that we're releasing ourselves from that, and this is kind of putting us back in alignment with what we want. But highly energized feelings. This can be where you need to make some powerful stands moving forward, but I really honestly believe that this is all new energy. And I think that on the 23rd, when the Sun moves into Sagittarius in the 6th house and the Moon's in Aries, and it's going to be quincunxing the Sun in Sagittarius, what can happen when this happens is a very combative conversation about something. And I know it's heart-based and it's Venus-based, and it's going to be about, okay, you had this outcome of this situation and you were building this life or building this future outcome, and then it disappointed you, and now you're kind of optimistic about it, but now you've got to be combative about defending your new perspective on this. And this Moon and Aries stuff is going to be really, really something that is going to speak to you. And this could be a very combative time. The 23rd could definitely be a time where you need to really, really honestly evaluate. I would check your ego at the door, and I would make sure that you're intuitively aligning more than you're aligning with this whole Aries need for independence and strength and determination and fierce competitiveness. Don't get competitive. There's no need to get competitive, because there's a bigger outcome for you, and you need to just align with that. Now, on the 24th, we have Mercury in Sagittarius. It's going to align with Saturn in Sagittarius. This is all happening in the 6th house. At this time, the Moon is going to be in Taurus, and it's going to be sextiling Chiron and Pisces. This is about getting fulfillment on all of your levels, and this is about opening yourself up. Up to this point, you've been really fearful to feel and to release your feelings and to discuss them and open yourself up to what you want, and to place value on them and value on yourself, and to be able to take powerful stands was difficult for you, because I think that many of the energies had broke you down, and so you didn't have that. But because you're getting this like ginormous energy boost from the universe, I think the stands you take are very highly aligned, and trust that they are. So if you're making powerful stands, they are for a reason. Energetically, you're on the right path. If you are not relying on ego, if you are relying on intuition and your energetic connection with the universe. Finally, on the 25th, we have a full moon in Gemini. This is all happening in your 12th house. Now, the reason you've had so much expansion and feeling and heart and desire and Chiron opening you up to all of this new energy is because this full moon is a cumulative energy. And when we have an accumulative energy like this, it's time to take a look at a broader perspective and not be so limiting, and stop sitting around in your shell and protecting yourself from feeling and opportunity and expansion. It's about opening yourself up to all that. The boxes that you've been that you will unpack aren't going to be as painful as they were before when you're working in this 12th house work. So this cumulative energy that I'm talking about that you will get is this moon in Gemini is going to be, or this full moon event is going to be opposing Mercury in Sagittarius, opposing Saturn in Sagittarius, squaring off with Neptune and Pisces. So okay, anytime we go down memory lane, it can be difficult for us. It can bring back past pain, and it can bring back time when we used to trust our intuition and we thought we were aligned and we weren't. And so we may wonder if we are truly aligned. And if we're idealizing something, reality is going to strike right around this full moon. It's going to be cumulative. It's going to bring about a realization in this area. But I don't see the realization as being negative because these are oppositions, not flat out quincunxes. And so oppositions only give us the other half of the conversation that I don't think that we would normally ever contemplate. Sometimes getting in a really good debate with somebody and you defending your stand on whatever you're debating about is super good, because it makes you understand just how powerfully you are aligned with your opinion, or it can waver your opinion and give you a different perspective, and then you think of it from a different side, and maybe that feeds your mind with something different. And that's a beautiful cumulative energy that's feeding your mind in a different way and stimulate. Look, the heart of the matter is, sweets, that's what you want. Beautiful happiness, alignment, a plentiful life, pleasure-based life, a life that involves you feeling full and energetically aligned. And we're moving toward that and moving away from problems in our past. Thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again next month.